thickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your best friend could go and develop a new twerk scene. Got the army with me like Xerxes. Army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. Understand you can't hurt me. I got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Surrounded by wet chicks, passing that sticky, we smoking that Vestas. Yeah, God, you know we do it. One showing off, yo, we come to bruise it. Yeah, it's that A6M. I see you hate, but you rating them. Don't make sense like paying with card. Who do you know that's slaying this hard? Beats be banging, we making this God. Have your girlfriend run straight to my yard and have her up in my bed. Yup, 20 minutes, I'm dead. I tell her, okay, leave. No Snapchat or back chat, please. What color is your backpack? Yep, green. Tell your boyfriend he's a whack twat G. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Let's go. Army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. Got a couple dickies chilling in my room. We'll be shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your bestie could go and develop a new twerk scene like. Shaking it like a twerk team. Shake it.
Like a fire in the eye of a hurricane. Always told, stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return. Something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we on the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return. Something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime, but can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. Say you wanna be somebody. Say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
It's been a road less traveled, all alone. Feeling my body leveled on my own. I can just feel it, no way to stop it. The sounds of the music so through my bones. I can just taste it, no need to fight it, 'cause I'm out here staying. It's flash in my soul.
doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning. Oh, baby. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah. The stars falls around us, entwining us. So baby, stay with me, where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning, 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 until the day the world stops spinning.
Ready, let's go, 'cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go, 'cause you know like I know, we'll take it round and round.
You know Mark, South Star.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style?
Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Did you miss us yet? Welcome back everybody to the Swisscom Hero League powered by ESL and back with Season 5, and we're already heading into those semi-finals in League of Legends. But before we have a look at tonight's teams and tonight's match, I want to introduce you once again to my dear colleague here in Strawberry Pie.
Thank you very much. Such a pleasure to be here again. And yes, not only we're gonna have some informations about the teams, but also some stats, as I heard.
Yeah, we finally got the ability here to look at some players, in like under the microscope a little bit to compare them. And here we go. The two teams that will be facing off tonight for our first semi-finals. It is going to be the Panda Lovers versus My Insanity. We heard it in the post-game interview after My Insanity's win on Monday over the Romandie Super Team, where Lagili managed to avenge his friend Django and took down the Romandie Super Team with a swift 2-0 performance in a very, very clean way. Off-stream, in the meantime, Panda Lovers also put quite the clinic on their opposition, if I may say so.
Absolutely, and here goes the bracket for the rest of this competition. As we said, the two BO3s are going to be played today and tomorrow, and of course at the 8th of May we're going to have the finals.
Yeah, so this time you did not have to choose which one of the two matches you would like to see, because we're going to simply show them both. As you already said, one going to be taking place tonight, and then the other one tomorrow here, same place, same Twitch link as usual, and again at 8 p.m. And then we're already done for the regular season here for League of Legends, that is. And yeah, we already heard it in the post-game interview after My Insanity's wins. He also already said it in his honest opinion. These are the two strongest teams there are currently in the tournament. I mean, on the other side of the bracket, No Org Needed also looks particularly strong in my opinion, so they can maybe look for an upset. But as we go, we want to have a quick look here at the lineup that the Panda Lovers are going to be bringing to the table there. It's going to be Lundorf in the top lane. Then we have 113 in the jungle, a Turkish Academy player actually from Supermassive Academy that is joining us here in the Swisscom Hero League. And then we have Golden God not playing his actual main role, that would be the bottom lane, but as he's also a fantastic mid laner, will be piloting those mid lane champions for this one. And then the tried and trusted duo in Punchy and Lucky, aka Luna, down in the bottom lane.
And let's have also a look on the team of My Insanity. But first, let's go with a few stats we have on the jungle, because yes, no, that's the average for the team, if I'm right.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, and that's the KTA they had in their 2-0 victory, and there we can already see it. for a whopping 42 kills, while only getting taken down themselves 12 times within those 2 games. So they were quite a bit, quite bloody, if I may say so, but also quite some high gold and damage per minute output. So it definitely was a bit of a messy and a brawly one, and we hope we're not going to be disappointed tonight either, as there's a lot on the line here.
Yeah, let's start with the top lane. Of course, same roster as we had on Monday, with Seoser on the top, the legend Music in the jungle. Of course, we have Lagili in the mid lane and the bot lane, composed of Nomi as AD carry and of course Dr. Chaos as the support.
Yeah, and we've seen it, as you already said, on Monday. It really has been a clinic. The first game looked a little bit closer at some times, at the very least, but then it was basically the music show all over, and yeah, he really felt himself. And then in the second game, just luckily with those early kills on his Corki, was just taking the game into his hands and carrying it through. The KDA for them not quite as clean, but it was even bloodier during their matches. And we can see here, both of them, since it was for both of them, it was a 2-0, very, very convincing. Also, both the other 2 stats quite similar. And here we can have at our 2 players that will have our eye on the most, which are going to be the 2 junglers in 113 and Music. And there you can see it. I mean, 113, just an immaculate performance. He's 16-2 and 18, just nearly flawless. I mean, one death away from basically having a perfect KDA. For Music, I think in the first game he didn't even die a single time. In the second game, as the Volibear, he was really feeling himself, and he was going for quite some aggressive plays, and you can also see that reflected, of course, in the damage per minute. I mean, that is just insane. Closing in, I mean, it's not just above 1000 damage, it's nearly 1.2k damage that he dealt every single minute, and that's 2 champions, by the way.
Actually, it is, and it's close to double of the average of the team we have. So
yes,
it really shows how these 2 players are far ahead in terms of impact regarding the damage.
Yeah, and just such a important role that it's going to be during this match. I mean, in the top lane you have Seoser versus Lundorf. Lundorf, who is more on these kind of carry-oriented top laners. He plays the Renekton, he plays the Camille quite a lot, so those kind of solo performance-esque that can also pressure side lanes quite heavily and generate a lot of early push, but then also like the Gangplank. So he's very proficient on kind of self-sufficient champions. In the meantime, Seoser, he's just that rock out there in the floods, who's just so consistent. I mean, his Rumble is basically a ban or giveaway. Yeah. His Urgot is also fantastic. Additionally, he's also one of the best Yoriks that is playing on the EU West server, and especially after those buffs that he's received. I mean, in the meantime, he has also been nerfed back down a little bit. But he can still be piloted, and we've actually seen Seoser whip it out here and there also in a competitive setting. So he is more kind of the guy that you can always rely on, but he's also not shying away from playing these tanks, playing the Scion, the Ornn, the Cho'Gath, whatever is needed at the given situation. So he's certainly one to rely on. And it will probably not be the focus point here, but especially as we will transition into what I expect to be quite a fight-heavy and aggressive mid-game, those top laners will have a significant impact.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen on mid, because I think on the paper we're going to have this Switzer star being, no, it's Golden God, I think, yes it is, and I mean, he's known for being an excellent and brilliant player, solo player, and of course having a huge impact and domination on his lane. So against Lagili, who isn't really such a playmaker, if I can so, he's extremely reliable, extremely useful for his team, and is really able to have a decent pressure on the map. So I think he's more like the utility mid laner, as of course we also can see him as a huge threat and direct damage source like he was on his Corki. But I'm really wondering how this mid lane is going to go.
Yeah, I have to agree with you definitely there, because it's like I already said it during the team when we had a look at the teams. Golden God isn't actually a mid laner by trade. He plays the role perfectly well, and as a long-time challenger player, he is of course very well capable of managing his secondary role as well. Is probably also will be also eclipsing Lagerli on that individual performance level, most likely. But when it comes to that decision making, though, creating those pressure points around the map, giving up some resources on your own in order to help out the team, setting them up for success, helping out your jungler to create pressure in the enemy jungle and around those objectives, that will be a very, very big part. And maybe the so-called like the master can have an edge over his former student there, as they were of course playing together in the past, where Lagerli was actually playing in mid and Golden God usually in the bottom lane as the AD carry. So that will be definitely a big focus point outside, of course, of these two junglers that we've already talked about in 113 and Music, who will probably make the biggest difference, or at least dictate the pace and the direction of these first 20 minutes as we're heading into the pick and ban phase here. And I expect the Rumble band to come out, and there it is right away. So never disappoints against Yoser, just ban it away. And then of course the Seraphine that is taken off the board here from the side of My Insanity does make a lot of sense, since Lucky is quite proficient on that champion. We've seen a lot of focus on the side of My Insanity for Nomi on that Varus as well as the Swain, so I'm very curious whether we're gonna see that tonight maybe.
Also, I'm really thinking that's on the side of My Insanity, they might as well only target ban one specific lane. That's kind of what I was thinking. So let's really try the draft, turn it around one or two lanes specifically, so because they know, I think, on the, as you said, individual skills, they're kind of behind. So they really want to force maybe some strategy on the game that's more macro oriented.
I like the adaptation here from the Panda Lovers to ban out that Karma. My Insanity did triple flex that on Monday, first picking it every game. As a quick reminder, we're still playing on patch 11.8, so Morgana is still very, very strong, and so is the Diana. So I expect those picks to potentially come out, and especially the Morgana to be a part of contention here. Probably the Kai'Sa here. Oh no, it is going to be the Lilia, of course, for 113. He's definitely most proficient champion here. Maybe My Insanity was even expecting that and teasing them, so like, have the Lilia, but we're gonna take the Kai'Sa, and then from there on there are no more like of these SS plus tier 80 carries remaining, and that would certainly be a nice gain here for the side of My Insanity.
There goes the trash for Chaos. Dr. Chaos is of course well known for his beautiful hooks, as we could not wait to see it.
Yeah, and there is the Lucian that's now being hovered. Interesting choice to go for it so early. I don't think that will be played in the bottom lane, but rather go on to Lagerli. I would have expected that to come out a little bit later. I mean, the Tristana, banning out the Tristana here does make double kind of sense. She's a very strong ADC, and Golden God as an ADC main will of course just love to play it in the middle lane as well. I could have seen them punishing like the inexperience of Golden God with something like the Lucian or the Tristana on Lagerli, but as it goes here, they decide to pick that one up early, since there aren't like many natural counters left for it, as there's the Syndra that's now picked up here, one of the comfort picks of Golden God, if I may say so, and now the Kai'Sa that's being hovered. Punches more champion of choice, I'd say, because by far the most games on that one. So far the Panda Lovers getting a lot of their priority picks here, and I'm not quite sure whether it was really worth to ban out the Tristana and the Jinx right there, and then not opting for that Kai'Sa in return.
I don't know if they forced Panda Lovers into this pick, because it really looks like they were banning a lot of champions that could be played by Punchy. Then they might have picked Lucian as an AD carry just to force them. He's still flexed, of course, but I think they really wanted to force Panda Lovers into picking their carry quickly.
I don't think that there's even a point of discussion to really flex the Lucian into the bottom lane, but what I could see currently is putting it into the top lane, because Lundorf, he likes to play these aggressive kind of champions, and if he can get rolling, I mean, the Seoser's most comfortable pick is already taken away, and if they also ban out the Sion here, plus then potentially even the Urgot, there could be like a really big opportunity window for Lundorf to just completely for Seoser, of course, to play around that pressure in the top lane.
Let's see, there's not a lot of bans left. Okay, one more support being taken out, of course, Lucky being a monster on his Nautilus, it has to go away. And for now, we don't really see that much of, let's say, crowd control, of course, yes, but maybe disengage from the side of Panda Lovers, which they might as well just go for.
So far, they're all about these fights. And I mean, I just want to stress again the beauty of that Thresh pick, because Lucky's best champions are the Seraphine, probably the Leona, which we've seen him on in the past, the Thresh itself, and Rakan. Rakan and the Leona are just completely countered by Thresh, as he can just flay them away within due time. And Thresh, of course, then also being taken away. And we see a bit of a revert back to what we've seen come out a lot from time to time, especially in the earlier parts of Season 11, which is that Kalista Thresh. Like the double security here between the Fate's Call and the Dark Passage, so they can both pull each other out of harm's way, and with that just go super aggressive. And especially something like that Kai'Sa with her martial stance can of course play very aggressive into a short-ranged AD carry that still needs to ramp up over time, like this Kai'Sa. And the Braum will not provide much strength in that bottom lane early on.
There goes, maybe, as you said, Lundorf playing rather these carries, these monsters on top lane, with, generating so much pressure. They can't leave just one person to regulate the side lanes. They most of the time have to send two, and that's how they manage to macro plays. And that's exactly, I think, with having solo laners being at the top of their performance, forcing others to come in, and that's how they will be able to regulate the way the game goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like here the approach that the Panda Lovers took. I mean, as outside from the Braum, this to me looks like your standard kind of LPL draft. I mean, this could just be top esports in a nutshell, with like with the Lilia in the jungle, and then Syndra in mid together with Kai'Sa plus Braum in the bottom lane, and then of course and famous Renekton, where no other region puts as much focus on this pick. Whereas, my Insanity draft, I think more similar to something like, for example, the G2 approach here. Just pick very solid lanes, also get priority in the middle lane, like just play for strong lanes, and that they certainly have here. They have the advantage of a ranged into melee matchup up in the top lane. Then of course, adding to that damage mix, they have the Morgana coming from the jungle, who can certainly keep up with the fast clear that the Lilia provides you with, plus also lending that necessary AP damage. And in this case, they also have the added benefit of the Black Shield, which is of course a fantastic answer not only into the Lilia sleep, but of course also in some potential stuns being thrown out by the Syndra. So I really like the flexibility essentially of that pick. And then of course in the bottom lane, just a very strong brawling draft between the Kalista and the Thresh. So overall, a slightly lackluster in terms of that AP damage on the side of My Insanity,
Yeah.
but 3 very, very strong lanes plus that coveted Morgana pick. And I mean, yeah, we've all already read the patch notes probably for 11.9, and as the patch has already dropped, it's like, yeah, Morgana did get nerfed, spoiler alert, and that if she gets nerfed, that's usually an indicator that she might be a little bit overtuned, which is always like, also the thing that we might see come up also tomorrow and in the finals if we keep playing on 11.8, because as you of course see these patch notes, you kind of get an insight into Riot's collection
Analysis.
of data,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you see, oh, that pick might actually be very, very strong, and then adapt accordingly. So yeah, and the Morgana is certainly up there.
I don't know how much they need, like the reviews of Riot to actually have those informations, but definitely I think there's more to what they just could experience in their own games. And there we go on the Summoner Rift with Panda Lovers already invading here bot side.
Yeah, and I mean, there are different kind of schools of philosophy when it comes to the opinion of the balanced team. I'm a firm believer that they do have a very close look at stats, performances, win rates and whatnot when they evaluate how to balance champions. And then there are other people who are of the fond opinion that they just roll a dice and then change, nerf or buff whatever they really feel like.
That's what you usually say when your champ gets nerfed.
Definitely so. Or when, you know, things like, I don't know, the Yone exists.
I don't think this is going anywhere. Maybe a little bit of poke
the classic
here.
pushback invade. I love this.
Yeah, but the wall has been placed here. There is nothing they can get, in my opinion, on this invade.
Yeah, I love this. I just love this invade, by the way. But this will actually be big here, PL. 113 getting that ward taken down, so that means he will be ahead in that experience curve, and they even get the second ward right there as they're contesting the blue buff.
Okay, very careful because it's a 4 versus 3 at the moment, Nomi being under heavy attack, but I think they're not getting it as Lagili is still closer than Golden Gold is, and they just have to retreat there. That's a huge amount of time wasted.
Yeah, some very mean looks being exchanged back and forth as they just decide to back off in the end. Nomi had to sacrifice quite a bit of his health bar there, and Chaos not being in lane with him yet, that will of course lend some early advantages to the side of the Panda Lovers.
There it goes already, the first pause being triggered as we are 2 minutes in the game.
Maybe Nomi was like, there's something wrong. I took too much damage, or they're just like, oh no, that invade, that was just mean. We cannot tolerate this. We need to reset. we need to redo this. This cannot work.
This is not acceptable.
Yeah, but this gives us a chance actually to have a quick look here over the different keystones. We see the Renekton running that Conqueror kind of the usual actually. We see Golden Gods though running the Electrocute on the Syndra, which is particular choice. I mean, means that he wants to go very, very aggressive into Lagil. He wants to really go for these short kind of burst trades rather than having the phase rush, which lends you, of course, some additional mobility, which we also see come out time to time from them. And then outside of that, I mean, not really much out of the ordinary. Press the attack both run on Sioser as well as Lagili, and then music with the Dark Harvest. On the Morgana yesterday, yesterday we had a break. On Tuesday we saw the Morgana also being played with the Predator, which looked quite strong in my honest opinion as well.
Yeah, that was one of the few occasions where she could actually get really deep in the back lane before casting ultimate and then locking herself with this Zonia. So really impactful, I think. Yeah, definitely. And of course on the AD carries you have Hail of Blades, because that's obvious. You really want to get to stacks maxed up as fast as you can to just trigger the passives.
Yeah, and Yeah, you might also be wondering, I mean, why did we see no Udyr here? Why didn't we see any Hecarim? That's usually a ban or a pick. I mean, if you're My Insanity, you could pretty much predict that if you leave the Lilia open, 113 will probably default to that, since it is by far his most played champion like ever, which he has the most experience and probably also comfort on. And yeah, with then adding to then when you're opting for that Lucian in the mid lane, you certainly need a bit of AP damage profile. One option would have been the Swain potentially in the bottom lane, but the other one is of course to have that AP damage source come from the jungle, and hence the Morgana pick just made perfect sense there.
As we go here on a little bit of poke, huge pressure from Panda lovers here. Flash has been burned already. Careful, Music joining in the fight. Maybe this is going to be interesting as they have not the information yet.
They just hit level 2 now. Music is moving in here.
And the heal has been casted.
Dark.
No,
Binding does not hit.
Yeah, no sidestep here from Lucky. Confident as ever, saying, no, I'm not going back to dodge this.
Yeah, that was also like, I don't know what exactly he predicted there with that Morgana Q, but with the wave also being stacked against them, there just was no chance that My Insanity could get anything out of that situation. And now Nomi has to farm up under tower here. Music though, he is staying bot and probably looking again for another gank attempt here potentially, but he does get spotted out.
And here, 2 walls being placed because they really want to keep pressuring, I think. And we see Music taking the long way, trying to get something there, or maybe to gank, but they do not have the information. They're seeking for it, and they now have it as he is returning to the mid lane.
Yeah, the reaction also perfectly by 113 to just, as soon as they spotted Music in the bottom lane, he just went straight away for that red buff on the on the red side, took that one to for himself, and also took down the Raptors. There's now a bit of a brawl going on here in the river.
This could get interesting. I do not think they expect 113 coming here because he's supposed to be at his red. Music flashing out, but 113 is not here to wait or to let it go. And there goes the first blood.
Yeah, that Lilia just is so huge. Took away not only the red buff plus that additional camp, but now also getting the first blood to her name that will just accelerate her so much. Plus now she gets to invade those Raptors once again. Take those away, and yeah, that's just such a big difference maker here, because also for Music it is his best camp to take, and we will just come back there and find nothing left as Lagali uses the TP there into mid lane, and 113 is just accelerated so much here. You see Music here walking in, throwing out that Dark Binding, then trying to avoid to get stunned, but Golden Gold is faster on the move, plus 113 of course with the red buff and the blue buff on top of it. Flash being burned there by Music, so not really much to be gained here anymore. Just a very solid play here coming out from the Panda lovers. That was just a result of that earlier superior pathing coming out from 113.
Now Music will have to go on his top side jungle, because I don't think they really want to try something on the bot lane, as they know that 113 has not taken his red buff before. But no, they're directly going to the dragon, which has been spotted, obviously.
Yeah, no, it has actually not.
Well, there's the pink ward. I think they should have the information. Then the 113 cancelled the back. Now, are they really going to contest? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't even believe they are expecting this to happen, because level 4 is super early for that first dragon, and Music here getting that first Inferno dragon for his team. That will of course be very huge. I mean, in the beginning the stats don't matter that much, but it helps them to just accelerate and potentially look at that Dragon Soul win condition, as Golden Gold is in the top lane.
There goes the flash stun, instantly dying to the ultimate of Golden Gold, taking here another the first kill of this match for him, which is gonna help him take the lead on his lane.
Just making quick work of Sioza right there, and he used the teleport earlier, so this is very punishing for him. He even decided to opt for the call because he knew he's probably not gonna have the best time as the hook connects.
Quite a bit of damage here. That's by Nomi. Careful to not lose this trade, but I think it just went even. Careful, it's not over yet. Has been used. Ignite from Lucky, dealing a little bit of bonus damage on Dr. Chaos, but that's not going to be enough. I think this bot lane is the most animated lane you can find. Or is it, as in the mid lane we also have a gank of 1-1-3, not ending in either a use of flash or a kill.
Yeah, currently the gold difference now already approaching 2,000 gold, as with those 2 early kills they did of course get a lot and also quite a significant CS lead in top lane, as Nomi will just die to the damage over time. Punchy flashing in and with Incantian Rain, that's gonna be the kill for him, as now 1-1-3 might be caught out of position
he is
here.
in danger, but it's not gonna be enough to take him down as they get him. Focus on the turret is still on Punchy, but that's just what 1-1-3 wants, because then he can go in and take another kill.
What a clean dive coming out from the Pandal over here, getting 3 kills for essentially nothing, and that's pretty much yeah, that's not just detrimental to your bank account, but also to that mental game when he just get out dove so much there down in the bottom lane. A 3rd kill to the Lilia's name, so she's super huge already. And yeah, Chaos did land a good hook there. We can have a quick look at it again. 1-1-3 moving in here, just the bowling ball connecting onto Nomi, and he's nearly dead there already. The flash in with Incantian Rain, and then here very nice Dark Binding, and they certainly thought they could take down 1-1-3 here, but the damage is so huge already coming out from 1-1-3 with those earlier kills, and then Punchy using that killer, or in this case survival instinct, perfectly to get out of harm's way.
As we have another dive here on Sioser, being a real victim in my opinion in this game, and it's the 2nd time that I don't think there's really much he can do. No flash available anyway, and yeah.
In the meantime, Logily did get his first kill too in the mid lane there, getting that solo kill onto Golden God. That will certainly feel good for him as well, so they really have to get that Lucian going, because outside of that on the map it does not look too great for them, as Lundorf in the top, he has already completed his Stride Breaker, compared that to a Giant's Belt, and the Cull that's far from being stacked on the side of Sioser, so quite a tough time here for the Mind Sanity top laner.
There we have the kill on the mid lane. The Lucian being the early bully you want to have in your team.
Just cull him down, and yeah, and even burnt the flash there for Golden God. He could hold on onto his TP, Golden God that is. But so far, yeah, at least 1 lane for Mind Sanity that is currently having an advantage, as the gold difference is already at 4,000 gold. So quite a tough task here for the side of Mind Sanity to yeah, get a chance to come back into this. And as we look at the individual gold, like most of that difference being of course between the 2 junglers, and also in the top lane. In the top lane it's even bigger, because Lundorf does not only have a 30 CS advantage, but has already taken down 3 turret platings, and we might just be looking at another dive here.
And here we go again, maybe. I think they really want to try this. There's no need to finish this turret before. The damage I think they have is largely enough to take once again a kill on this top lane.
Yeah, 1-1-3 is just dominating this map. He's wherever he wants. He's a fast little deer, and yeah, he's putting in the work right here, as he's already 5-0. Like he was part of 6 of 7 kills, has already that Sonia's completed, and I think once he does get that that Herald down and manages to reset, he will be not too far from his mythic item already. And then we're looking at, yeah, fully like tier 2 boots plus the Zonias plus a potential mythic coming in soon to, like, yeah, kind of the Bob the Builder build on the side of Mind Sanity when it comes to that Morgana from music.
one thing they really focus on this game from My Insanity is those objectives, those drakes are being taken regularly, which is, I think, a really long-term investment, which is hopefully gonna pay off. Teleport here from Sioser, and it's a 2 versus 4 man. A teleport from Golden Gold is also being used, but careful, you're alone against your nemesis, and it's a
Great
first
calling.
take.
Look at this. Lucky does fall. Nomi there securing that kill onto him. And in the meantime, top lane is also brawling, but 113 is not part of this fight, and hence a lot of the gold difference that's currently in favor of the Panda Lovers is missing, and My Insanity actually managing to get a 2-for-1 in this situation.
Oh, maybe we're gonna have some more action here as Lageli is trying on 113, but careful, he's, I think, a lot more dangerous yet than Golden Gold is.
Yeah, luckily there with a great TP also. Dr. Chaos's flash plus flay there was just perfectly done, and 113 now with the lilting lullaby as he does go into the Sonya's. Nomi, can he get this? There's the shutdown onto Nomi, but that's a double kill on the other hand for Punchy, but very, very big to get that shutdown onto the AD carry of My Insanity, and there's another TP. There's just no stopping in this game.
Yeah, they just have to split. They can't both escape the ultimate death here from Siosa.
Big scary Urgot coming in there with the Fear Beyond Death landing onto the Kai'Sa. Punchy knew he was out of position there, and there's no way he could get out of that. Luna at least does manage to get out of harm's way, but with that actually kills going back and forth here, the gold difference is still at nearly 4,000 gold, but at least Nomi did manage to finally get some more items to even out this gap, but also the Kai'Sa now being super, super huge. Kraken Slayer plus the Sterax, excuse me, the lethality also already being completed. This is quite aggressive here from 113, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he used his flash to dodge this grab from Trash, but nonetheless, they got this 500 gold shutdown, which is really juicy. And as you said, I think for now what they really want to do is like to, maybe not to get the gold difference back, but at least to maintain it so they can scale and use the potential on micro plays.
That did get stunned up, but managing to flash out like last second. The Herald is now being dropped in the mid lane. That will take down the turret right here, and with that open up the map here for the Panda Lovers even further. As yeah, the gold lead just keeps growing and growing. The shutdowns are taken off, so they can afford to play even more aggressively, kind of. I mean, they know they have a big lead. There we can see that solo kill again. Yeah, that's just some AD carry action in Season 11 for you guys. As yeah, that's a level 11 Renekton. Yes, his Dominus has been nerfed like 2 patches ago, but that really does not matter when you are up against the lonely AD carry and you're 3 levels up, plus are already approaching that second item.
Don't forget that this Crocodile is a heavy predator. There goes another fight, but maybe they can tame it down this time and take a kill, take a shutdown on Sioser.
Yes, Sioser there with his best Crocodile Dundee impression, also getting another shutdown there onto him, and a little bit of revenge for being bullied earlier in that laning phase. And as it stands, we have 40 more seconds here until that Cloud Dragon spawns. Cloud Soul is on the line, not like the best of souls. I mean, with the first 2 dragons being that Infernal and Ocean Dragon, the remaining souls are not the best ones. But especially in a game like this where there's so much fighting, and Lageli going down.
There goes the flash from Lageli trying to escape that last auto attack that would trigger the passive, but it's too late. The kill has been set, and now I don't know how much of it they could defend before that death, but that is for sure a Drake that they cannot contest.
Yeah, and with that early soul win condition does move further away, 5 minutes into the future. at the very least. That is here for My Insanity. I mean, yeah, Cloud Soul usually isn't the strongest, but especially on their comp, that additional movement speed in a game like this, where we've already had 18 kills in 17 minutes, can certainly help just to move around between those lanes.
Ludorf doesn't know what's awaiting because there's no vision on the top side of the map whatsoever. Teleport is just not available. There comes a teleport from Golden God trying to help, but guys, careful, it's a 2 versus 4. Will he win enough time to let Ludorf escape?
Great stun.
Doesn't really look like, but in the end, they do not get anything.
Yeah, they do get out here, but no Summoners burned here on the side of My Insanity, except that Ignite from Dr. Chaos. Oh, Music now taking a lot of damage, but it gets pulled out. Fantastic tilting lullaby.
And there he comes back, angry as ever, and allowing 113 to take 2 other kills. Punchy diving the turret, and taking 2 other kills. Now it's the end for you. Sioser got you hooked up, and you are not going to kill anymore.
Well, what a dive here once again coming out from the Panda Lovers. Just fantastic play there from start to finish, and once again the MVP in that scenario, 113 on his Lilia, just bowling down Music there, really putting a stop to that jam. And yeah, 0 for Morgana right now, not really having the impact that he was probably expecting or hoping to have. Yeah, going so low, and then that lilting lullaby onto 4-man
ultimate. Oh. Excellent work here from 113. Jazz Music stops.
Yeah, Punchy then aggressively flashing forward here, getting a double kill. But then Sioser also wants a word in this. Throws out the Fear Beyond Death. That does connect onto Punchy, and that's always just a very satisfying feeling if you get to take down basically whoever you land that Fear Beyond Death on.
There goes another Herald for Panda Lovers, which I think they might use as pressure to eventually take or provoke a Baron fight.
Yeah, they could just use that in mid lane again, open it up all the way, maybe even try and go for the inhibitor there, and then just rotate back onto Baron to try and seal out the game quite early. Music, what are you doing there?
Forcing a teleport, Sioser being right in the middle of the fight, but maybe he manages to take someone down. Lucky coming for help, but man, that's a 4-man fight versus 3. There goes another kill. Lucky flashing out for his life. It's just gonna be enough with the Ignite to take down this Sioser. However, now comes 113, and you still didn't manage the Crocodile that is losing life and gaining it right again.
Yeah, refusing to be turned into a handbag here over and over, Ludorf, that is. And again, 113 on that 8-1 Lilia, having such a big impact there. Another great lilting lullaby after. That was a fantastic engagement, and luckily, no chance here. Ludorf is an angry crocodile. Stride breaker right on top of his face, taking down the old man. And yeah, he's certainly happy. Gets to pull a little bit of that Lucian out of his teeth. Music, what are you doing there? No deep vision really, and then moving back in again.
He really wanted that.
Look at Sioser though. Sioser here was nearly became the MVP of that whole situation. Punchy blowing everything there to get away, and then the Fear Beyond Death still connecting onto him and taking him down. So fantastic play coming out from Sioser, not so much from Music, if I may add. And yeah, that's going to be Baron over to the Panda Lovers, as Ludorf just does not want to stop anytime soon, and another Fear Beyond Death connecting. And I think that's a 4th kill already that Sioser did get with that ultimate.
As the Flash Smite Steal didn't work for Music this time, but I think at this point of the game, when you're close to the 10k mark, that's the kind of risk you have to take.
Yeah, you certainly have to go for a bit of a flip here. And I mean, it is very high risk, especially also because 113, he is already level 13. Well, he was 12 on that Lilia, and Music is only level 11, so he does of course have the stronger smite. but of course attempting it here was a good choice. I think
It was
went down
just
to
a
like
bit late.
587 HP. And then yes, Yoser at least getting one back here. They are trading 1 for 1, but of course that Baron going over to the Panda Lovers will just enable them to look for opening up the inhibitor in the mid lane here, and they even have the Herald still. Shirley now charging up, and now they want to go in.
Rundorf going front lane. He wants to get all the resources out of the My Insanity team, but it's not happening yet. They are patient with their different abilities, left and summoners, but careful, the fight is being taken to another dimension as Punchy is going in with the ultimate, taking a first kill. Golden Gun taking another one. Siosa being in trouble there. Punchy already having so much damage, 3 items on him. There's nothing you can do, not even with all the armor you want.
Yeah, and again, My Insanity completely over-forcing here, letting their hand be like directed here essentially by the side of the Panda Lovers. I mean, Panda Lovers, they were signing that they were happy with their taking down that inhibitor, and then pulling away, leaving that base B because they were getting low on HP, and also did have did invest some of their cooldowns. Especially the looting Lullaby here being quite big. Yeah, there we can just see it. They tried to go, the Fear Beyond Death does not connect to 113 here. And then going back in here is a bit of a questionable decision in my opinion. And especially since Lagili did go back into base, and then just to keep fighting here after Punchy landing a fantastic killer instinct there and getting another one onto Siosa. I mean, that Kaiser's just beyond huge at this point.
I think there was definitely a miscommunication when your whole team turns around when your mid laner is
and you're like, guys, can you please stop feeding?
Do not do this.
I want to keep playing the game, as it's now 10k gold difference here, so that mountain gets steeper and steeper for MYI here if they want to have any chance to get back into the biggest lead, still being in favor of 113 of his on his Lilia. No, never mind, it's naturally on Punchy with his 11-3 Kaiser. Why did I even question
He has
that?
been caught needing to flash out.
Oh, look at that lilting Lullaby though, once again, and Punchy jumping in there.
That's what you really want to have. The AD carry being almost alone in the back lane, and yet he is still alive and he can deal all the damage he wants. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is the ceiling of this game, as Siosa is trying a last stand here, trying to defend, win some time, but at this point there is nothing you can do but burn your flash and eventually still die.
Oh, but Lunter, oh, he does get resurrected. Does have that Guardian Angel completed already, and therefore does not even concede that death over. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be game number 1 here, taken by the Panda Lovers. No soul needed, just good old outskilling of their opposition here. 40 kills in about 25 minutes. What a bloodbath it was, and the Panda Lovers deservedly take the lead.
There it goes. I think it really went out the way we kind of were expecting, at least one of the options, because they really want in early game and early mid game have, you know, this advantage before My Insanity can put forward their experience and their macro advantage they might have as a team. Although if you really consider the players individually, Golden God, Punchy, Luna, Lucky, they also have much experience. They also played in teams for a long time, so it's like whoever takes the lead first has definitely a huge advantage, and you really tend to think that Panda Lovers are the one that have more chances at it.
Yeah, to summarize up this game, I mean, we said it in the beginning, a big part will be whoever jungler can get going faster and take over the game. And we saw it like right from the beginning. We saw exactly that happen. Music going for that in my opinion, rather questionable early, like level 2 or 3. Yeah, no, level 3 gank onto the bottom lane. Yes, I get it. You want to get your bot lane ahead because that's like one of the big pivot points. But with that, he just opened up the opportunity for 113 to just head into his jungle, take away his red buff, and then move back over. And he was faster onto like rotating into the top lane. Also there, Lundorf, with having that early pressure in that top lane, was on the scuttle crab, and that first boulder getting the first blood onto the Lilia was already quite big, because the Renekton could just take that kind of tempo and that big advantage and then just snowball his own lane with it, as at some point there wasn't really much anymore that Siosa could really muster on his Urgot. Yes, he had some fantastic ultimates in the mid game, but it didn't really matter, because at that point he got like dove by Golden God together with Lundorf, and then also Lilia came up there as well to dive him once again, and they put him like back 0 and 3 in the within the first 6-7 minutes of the game.
That's
and
heavy.
at that point you're behind so much gold already. He was like down 34 to 40 CS. Lundorf got the entire tower by himself, which is just a ton of money again. And with that, it just became so hard to stabilize there, and because they always had that Renekton that's essentially just like a cannonball that's always flying into your face, and then behind that you also have 113 on his Lilia, who just had such an immaculate performance. And at that point, when you're music, you're like, okay, every one of my lanes is kind of running it down. So what am I even supposed to do? He tried his best. He was also falling further and further behind as the game continued, and in the end, there wasn't really much that could be done. So I think already after these first couple of minutes, when especially after that bottom lane clean dive, they did get there. The game was quite over. And from that, it was really textbook performance here coming out for the Panda lovers. And I certainly hope My Insanity can come back from this.
Absolutely. Okay, let's head into a small break before we go into the second game. See you around.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime, but can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I
Yeah!
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And welcome back here once again to the Swisscom Hero League, powered by ESL, with none other than League of Legends and myself, of course, in Don Rigoni, and my dear friend here in Strawberry Pie, as we're heading into, what was hopefully an evening full of action and, and suspension.
Definitely was action.
Yeah, definitely was action. Not as suspenseful, I might add, as that was quite this dominating performance here by the Panda Lovers. It was basically just them hopping into the driver's seat, like just really elegantly through the window, setting in the gear, and then just keep going, shifting those gears up and up and up, enjoying some music, no pun intended, on the side, and just cruising right for that enemy nexus.
Let's hope for the second game mindset he had now with a few minutes to come up with a plan, with some ideas to counter this first loss that was, as you said, quite the astonishing performance from Panda Lovers, as we are having a tweet right here.
Let's have a look at it. Golden Gold already tweeting out in between games that he thinks those are the freest semis of his life and he can just AFK and win. Arguably, one could say that he kind of did.
He could have won,
especially in the beginning of the game, but he did land some very solid skill shots in that mid game. But certainly the big pop-off performance this game was coming out from 113 on his Lilia, kind of supported by Lundorf on his Renekton. That just looked so scary. Like from the very beginning, he was just creating that pressure, roaming around together with his jungle and just pulling out music wherever he could, going for some quite aggressive TPs as well. And Mind Sanity, they tried their best to keep in the game, but especially once Punchy and Lucky got rolling in that bottom lane, it became a very tough one for them to even try and come back into.
When you have your AD carry on his power spark 3 items and the other one is only close to his second item,
yeah, it's like,
it's not good.
It hurts, and I think Yeah, at that point where they were heading onto like looking at the spawn of the third Drake, and Lageli was soloed out by 113 on the Lilia also. No, from Punchy actually, also burning his flash there. I think at that point it was at the very latest pretty much over, because that was, in my opinion, like the last straw they could hold on to, being that Dragon Soul, but then that being denied by Punchy as well was just adding even more salt to the wound.
I have to admit that in the first 7-8 minutes, as My Insanity was taking the first and then the second Drake, we kind of were thinking like, okay, so they know on the lanes maybe there's not so much they can do, but let's rather focus on the objectives. But however, it didn't really turn out very well. As I mean, the advantage, as you said, from the Lilia and from the Kai'Sa was so big that at this point, even having this little boost that Drake's offers you, or maybe even this door that might lead you to a soul, just doesn't work.
Yeah, it also didn't really feel like that they took those Drakes, but that like they were let them have it. It's like 113 in being a merciful god or merciful deer in that case, and be like, yeah, let them have those first two dragons. We don't need those. We rather opt for these heralds and try and open up and pressure the map early in the game. As here we have some replays coming up. That earlier one there in the bottom lane, where it was just like a ton of TPs being invested. Actually, Chaos there with a fantastic flash plus flay, and then also Lageli here on the side creating a lot of pressure. But as soon as that teleport there was channeled from no, it was actually, never mind, it was actually cancelled. You didn't realize that. Here they actually did get something back on the side of My Insanity, but look what they lose in the meantime. Like Luntor finishing out the tower, 113 getting even more damage, and this was like, I don't really know what this was, to be honest, because Musicy was so much out of position in this one. Siozer trying his very best here to be the hero, but in the end it was not enough, because as soon as the Lilia does move down, it just all turns on its head, and plus also Lundorf here, Sterax being procced together with the Conqueror. There's just no way they can ever take down that scary crocodile, and him and 113 just cleaning up the back end of that fight, turning a situation that originally looked like it was basically an int from Music. Then My Insanity kind of pulled it back, and then once Lundorf decided, okay, I can turn up the dial now because my favorite deer is here. They could just like sweep the floor with that.
Yeah, I think the two short clips we just saw is really showing how Music tried his best to get something, to get the plays done, to somehow get a little advantage of the enemy team, but it did not work. When he comes bot, he is casting his ultimate, but with the heal they managed to get out of range, so nobody is locked. And at the second clip, when you can see, well, he's just out of position trying something. And I think the team was ready to jump in, ready to follow, but the call was maybe premature.
Yeah, as we... Oh, no, we only just teasing that second game draft here for a bit. It's kind of interesting because essentially all of these kind of pressure situations kind of originated from that early level 3 action from the Morgana moving into the bottom lane. Because that's when he gave up his red buff, and the Lilia was able to take it away, and then he knew, okay, my own red buff is now in danger, kind of. He moved down there, realized, okay, Music is not there, that only leaves one place for him to be, which is top lane Scotland. Lundorf had the priority in the top lane, was moving onto that top side Scuttle first, and then 113 also moving in there, plus being backed up by Golden God. They did manage to secure an early first blood there, and then from there on the snowball just got rolling more and more.
And there we go, with the draft starting and having the bans that look like exactly what they were last time.
Yeah, pretty much the same here. Also, the side selection being the same, if I'm not mistaken here. And yeah, the Lilia now being taken out. I definitely agree with not trying to pinch Punchy's champion pool that much. anymore, because in the end he's just so flexible with these AD carries, and it's always hard to like, yeah, it makes sense to take out these S plus AD carries like the Tristana and the Kai'Sa. For some reason they did not pick the Kai'Sa up themselves last game, which already made me scratch their head. So yeah, this time, now again here, the potential for like a Hecarim or the Nudir as never mind. There's the Lucian that's now being locked in, and this time they want to get comfort here for Siosa. The Rumble is left open and available. They of course pretty much could have known that this one would come out, but they might even send that Lucian into the top lane potentially.
And maybe they even want this Rumble to pop in, as they maybe have a plan to counter it, I don't know. What I was really surprised at is the Punchy kind of was discreet. However, you know, like he wasn't really showing off, but man, was he stable and was he dangerous with so much damage. And I think they just said, okay, you know what, Punchy, we can ban whatever we want. He will finally be a monster anyway. So maybe the fine-tuning the strategy, as this time they are going for the Udyr.
See, this kind of draft I like a lot more coming out from MYI here. You still leave those solo lanes open. You can still go for some potential counters here. You secure the Thresh, which was actually a pretty good pick in the first game, and but you get music on something that does create pressure. That is not just about that speedy farming and then yeah, more being that supportive kind of champion, but he actually gets to dictate the pace of this game at the Udyr, as the Udyr is still super strong. 1-1-3 here, opting for that Nidalee together with the Renekton. That can certainly be a very explosive kind of combo, as now the Ornn here is being hovered on the side of MYI, and we do see the we do not see the Forge God. We do see a reset of the draft. As yeah, this is what I like a lot better, because what is that, like last time they decided to second pick the Lucian. What is that really doing for you in that situation? The approach here, the ideal approach here for my Insanity, I think, is to get Lageli onto something that is kind of a counter matchup. Plus, it can push in. So let Golden go pick up something like the Syndra or the Orianna even, and then go opt for something like the Victor, for example, that can just push in harder and then rotate onto those objectives. Or on the other hand, they did of course ban it out here, try and like wait. I mean, in this case they did pick away the Lucian from them, but like get something like Tristana, for example. I mean, if they had chosen blue side, they could have like first picked that and then flexed it into the mid lane potentially, and then yeah, just kind of get an advantage with that from the side of my Insanity. And like, don't let Lageli go head to head against Golden God potentially, or like getting into a strong matchup, but enable him to make these calls, to help out around the map and to have impact. Because in the last game, yes, he was pretty strong on the Lucian, but it didn't really matter that he won the matchup against the Syndra, because everyone else on his team was just so behind.
Let me get in there.
And now we should have some picks around the bot lane, as we for now did not have any. And I kind of wonder, however, they're gonna ban the Jinx that is really appreciated by Punchy.
Yeah, the Kai'Sa, but nevertheless, though, the Kai'Sa is still open once again here. They also, with that Renekton pick, show that the Lucian is supposed to be going into the mid lane here. So potentially Punchy could also be looking at... yeah, well, they already have an AP damage source here in the Nidalee, but it's of course not that massively reliable, and my Insanity opting for the Jinx here makes a lot of sense in my opinion. I mean, already into the Lucian, it is great because you outrange him so much. You also have those flame jumpers to stop the Renekton from dashing in, on top of having a Thresh. And now they're also banning out the Ashe here targeted at Punchy, which is his second most played champion. And I really hope they ban out the Kai'Sa here on the side of my Insanity.
And as you said, I think they're really targeting Lageli as well. as you wanted to make sure there it goes. The second one that would really be a comfort pick for
There's
him.
still Twisted Fate or Anivia.
Or Corky.
And I think, or Corky. And I think in this kind of scenario, you are on the chopping block here if you're Mind Sanity, and that was not a close game. So you really have to come up with something, and that might just be the Anivia here being locked in for Lagere. Yes, we're gonna see it. His famous Anivia here in the mid lane. So let's see how they're going to respond to this. Rumble is also still open here and available for Sioser, but they of course don't want him into. Well, they already knew what's top lane. They could saved
actually,
it,
but
I mean,
the matchup isn't really in
yeah,
favor.
they were only missing the bottom lane at this point, so that's also not the usual you see. That the bot lane is picked last these days, and that's a Malphite.
All right.
Rock solid choice, I'd say.
It is.
So I love how Mind Sanity is adapting to this. Then we're definitely out. We're definitely being eclipsed here in terms of like individual skill set, and on that like micro performance. So let's just throw kind of the playbook a little bit out of the window. I mean, with the Jinx and the Thresh, you have a fantastic bottom lane, of course, and Udyr also still being one of the strongest junglers that's currently in the game. But with that Malphite and the Anivia, you certainly catch them a little bit by surprise, I'd say. And also in this kind of comp here, it does. I think that can just work because you get that backline access with the Malphite. You can also peel for your Jinx, of course, against that Renekton potentially, but you always have that big threat looming above the enemy's head with that unstoppable force into the backline. And I mean, Tahm Kench can only eat one target. He can only eat either the Lucian or the Senna, but not both of them. So one of them will be knocked up. And then you have a Jinx behind of it, plus of course also the Anivia that against a quite short-ranged comp actually that we have here from the Panda lovers will get a ton of value.
I'm just worried about one thing. To me, it feels like the Mayan Insanity comp is really promising. However, it looks like they really would need some time to let it flourish before it really gets, in the power spike of this composition needs some time.
Yeah.
And they really have to be careful not taking too much time, and during this time not giving away too much resources.
Yeah, exactly that. That will be the big question mark for this game. I mean, if you manage to like, you will probably lose a bit of gold, especially with against the Renekton in the top, against the Malphite. Plus also the Lucian will probably be playing very, very aggressively since Golden God knows that champion inside and out. So it will just be a question, can you like not lose too much? Can you stay really up there, especially in terms of XP, and like be about even? Yes, you will be behind like 2,000 or 3,000 gold, but with a comp like that you can really afford that, because then once you hit that, especially I'm looking especially at like the 2-item power spike on an Anivia and the Jinx, that's just gonna be huge. As we're heading on to the Rift here. Welcome everybody if you just tuned in here once again to Summoner's Rift, as there's our beloved friend Uli swimming in the river.
Cleaning himself.
Yeah, he's just as lovely as ever.
And so brave.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, he has seen things too.
Yeah, he has seen a lot of things. I mean, invades and fights, but nobody bringing bread for him. That's actually sad.
Or Poro snacks.
Yeah.
He's not a Poro.
Maybe he wants to be. He dreams of becoming a Poro one day. Lundorf is already starting the aggression here. If you are just tuning in, it's currently 1-0 here for the Panda lovers as they're up against My Insanity. And what's up for grabs is not only the difference between earning $500 to more, of course, but of course also a spot in the grand finals here of our Swisscom Hero League Season 5 grand finale that will be taking place on the 8th of May.
I really like that. You know, you could expect My Insanity or any team that just have been defeated that way to go for something so exotic, yet in early game or early mid game promising.
But Sioser told us, will they do their research and anticipate the lane swap? And I don't think they do. They fall into the trap here by picking that Renekton, and they do swap their lane here as Nomi and Dr. Chaos do go up top and will bully out that Renekton, who will have to flash really early.
That's very, very interesting. They know Renekton can't really farm that well alone under his tower. Well, Malphite isn't really the best one either at it.
Yeah, but it
that's
doesn't...
that's the kind of turbulence that might shake the team.
True, but it doesn't even matter. Senna it's a fasting Senna. She cannot push. She has pretty much no threat pushing in those waves fast, and also not really too much tower damage. As there's
goes
the first
blood.
Dr. Chaos picking that one up with the ignite there, as the Renekton is just TPing back up top and wants to get even more suffering. Yeah, them not doing their homework. I mean, yes, they have become out of fashion, those lane swaps, and now Malphite is quite hard to dive, actually.
Yeah, but they have enough resources to do it. It was close, however, for Lucky, but there goes the kill on the top lane. He might as well teleport back in.
Yeah,
but first, let's see how this went.
Wow, okay. It's just one of these hooks, man. It's just one of these hooks. You think, nah, there's no way.
Honestly, that wasn't what I expected for first blood. But
flash there.
There it goes again. He had TP'd back on the lane. He's dying twice. That is the worst kind of death.
I thought that's another replay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's the second killer for the bot lane of the Prenda lovers. Sioser does fall once again. No flash, no teleport, and only level 2 for the rock here. Sad
oh,
rock.
the flash is going in from Music going under the tower, but there is not enough to take him down. Flash being used from Golden God.
Flash, Bear Slap, a play as old as time, or at least as old as Udyr. Yeah, I mean,
he's quite
trading the turret plates here, and I mean, top lane turret plating is a lot harder and takes a lot more time to take down, and even still they are managing to take one down here already. And Sioser he told us this on Monday after their win, that they hope that Pendalowers do their homework and anticipate this kind of lane swap, because they will just try and bully this Renekton, and it does even make more sense in this draft here with that Senna in the bottom lane. It's just essentially the perfect setup for this for this lane swap scenario.
Music taking attacks here from the jungle of 1-1-3, not resulting in anything more than 10 or 11 golds. There comes the first Drake.
And once again, it is going to be that Ocean Dragon. We already had quite a few of those on Monday and Tuesday as first dragons, if I'm not mistaken. Game before it was an Inferno Dragon though, so bit of a variation for once at least.
And you could see, that even with this swap, Lundorf is still ahead of Sioser, which is not really what you want when you force these swaps.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and to a certain extent there with you, but also like for the Malphite it doesn't really matter, because in the end he's just gonna be a beefy tank, but if you manage to deny the Renekton, as there's a TP coming in.
There goes another kill. Golden Gods diving Music with with enough damage to take him down, and there it goes. I mean, okay, so at this point, are we still in the boundaries where you're like, okay, we know we have to give away some, or aren't we already crossing that limit?
I mean, it's now 1.5k here in favor of the Panda lovers once again, but they again, they did have to invest a lot of resources onto that top lane, as Lundorf might just fall here once again, and Nomi taking it this time as a, I'd say, hashtag worth in chat here for My Insanity. Kind of the bad time that My Insanity is currently having is that the Tom Kench that just enables you to reset the tower aggro really smoothly, as we can see that top lane action here again. And I think this kind of situation with the wave state in mid lane, it's not the best idea to approach that tower here again, because then you just get caught between a rock and a hard place. And
but
yeah.
My question is like, why this TP from Golden God? Was it really necessary? You have 3 men and like
I mean,
30% HP.
Well, music though.
I don't know. Oh, music being very low. It's not going to be enough. Golden God not taking the kill as Dr. Chaos is dying under the spears and claws of 113.
Yeah, 113 also having a stellar performance here on this Nidalee. He's been a part of every single kill so far this game, but so have the Senna and the Tahm Kench. So really playing around that numbers advantage they do get in these side lanes. But in the meantime, Lageli here, he's just been farming up quite handily so far and had quite a good time on that Anivia. And I mean, once he manages to hit 1 or even 2 items, he'll be a threat to be reckoned with.
Oh, and there it goes again. The stun has been landed perfectly, so the spear could max range take half of his life out in one little spell.
Yeah, this time music here, at least getting the wave. He's trying to get earlier. He's lucky now, being hooked and rooted by those flame jumpers. But he manages to just waltz away, as he has quite a bit of HP already.
There's a lot of movement in the top red jungle, but it's not that problematic yet. A careful root has been landed, Nomi being exhausted, but it's not going to be enough to have so much disengage, which help them to just keep the distance secure.
No level 6
but
for My
wait,
Insanity here.
The big frog has not said your last
Lucky
thing.
denied him the kill! Oh my gosh! That's a report if I've ever seen one. Punchy though, taking down Nomi. Very, very glad. What was that? Okay, please, if you have children around you, don't let them watch what just happened there in the bottom lane, because it was not something you should really see or have to see.
Music joining the fight, Lagili trying to not let them go. Lucky being under heavy attack, but there's no mana on Lagili whatsoever. Punchy still dealing quite a few of damage. There goes Lucky, swallowing him around again. Music probably falling to
the triumph.
the damage.
Oh, the shutdown onto the Senna.
It's
what
not
is
gonna
happening?
Be enough. Everything is going so fast, and Lagili just got so much mana back with that first assist, so he could output enough damage to take the second kill. Careful, 113, seeing what you're trying to do. Music, you should run for the hills as he's coming in, but there's backup. Maybe Lantern can help him out.
Oh, but now 113 is out of position here. Lageli is just around the corner. Dr. Chaos and Nomi are closing in on him. The hook does connect, and Nomi will potentially pick up this kill here. Not before taking a lot of damage and then falling himself to the hands of Golden God, who picks up the triple kill. Fantastic TP also coming in from Lundorf. Oh, that was an interesting tower shot. Seoser also wants a word in this. Ult over the wall, takes the kill onto Golden God.
For whoever was wondering if there was potential for a 5th kill, it's no.
That's a 4-4-3 in favor of the Panda lovers, I think. But after so much action, it's really, really hard to keep track of what's currently happening.
And it's not like we have time to allow us a few replays. It's just going on and on.
It's another one of these 18 kills in 11 minutes kind of games.
And there we go again with Lucky being in trouble. Teleport used from Golden God to join the fight. I don't think they will try anything. It's just a disengage measure.
Yeah, he's just come off a reset if I'm not mistaken, and doesn't really mind TPing into the bottom lane to just dissuade Lagali from moving in any further. But Nomi, on the other hand, he also has quite a bit of damage here already. What's the bad thing currently for My Insanity is that the Senna, even though she's fasting, she's already 4-1. That means she does not only get a lot of stacks to stack up her passive over and over, but she also has that income that's in the end necessary for these key items. And I mean, you only need the Kraken Slayer and the knife in order to get that coveted damage output coming out from this Senna. And once again here we see a fantastic map movement coming out from the Panda Lovers, creating so much pressure around that bottom lane, knowing that Siozer on his Malphite just simply does not have the wave clear tools needed in order to punish this in any way, shape or form, as he's just left on his lonesome up in the top lane.
And now we already have almost 4.5 thousand gold difference here in favor of Panda Lovers, which is already quite a bit. That's 20% of total gold. Careful, now the Drake might be the next objectives for one of the teams. I think they first want to try to open this mid for more control of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lagali here taking quite a bit of a chunk right here, but Shelly will get... No? Did she get the charge?
Yeah.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. It did not fall, but they managed to take her down pretty quickly though, so the turret does stay alive, at least for now.
With this, okay, now 5.5k
Finally
gold
a replay.
mark. Oh yeah, now we have time for it. Looks like.
Yeah. Hook here, fantastic. Lagali out of mana, and the Golden God, they're flashing in with the culling, as Lundorf also did TP in there, I believe, yeah, and just ran up onto Lagali. He's running for the hills, and then Siozer was like, okay, where is he? Okay, there he is, ulting in, nearly getting dodged. He even was a quadra kill here for Golden God. Yeah, and now we're exactly at that point. The Lucian having the Kraken Slayer completed right here, and also the Senna plus also the knife, which second part of the name I did forget. But that will transform her crit chance into additional damage and just enable her to, yeah, hit like a truck, basically.
Now look at the items. You have 5 mythics versus 0 for now. They must respect that, and they have to wait a little longer before they try, in my opinion, any new 5v5 or any other fights, because they just might get shredded into pieces.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this game, you wouldn't think that there's only 14 minutes that have passed in this one. The gold difference is still at about 5,000 gold, so for Lundorf now potentially being caught off guard.
Okay, he's throwing his ultimate. He was winning some time, but they won't be able to join in, as Lucky and Punchy are here to just say, no, you're not taking him down. Careful, he's going in, using Zonias. Lundorf going in, right in. No ultimate available. The damage of Golden God coming from the sides. Taking 1 kill on Lagali, but that's gonna be enough. And yeah, like that's, you know, you shouldn't take fights for now. Maybe wait just a few hundreds gold more, and then as soon as you have also your first items, then you should try your comp. They couldn't even really try it there.
Yeah, just the fact that we just saw a replay where Lagali had his egg, and in this instance here he had it up again already, because there was so much fighting that we could just now show that replay. But yeah, the gold difference here just becoming bigger and bigger in favor of the Panda Lovers. As yeah, they're just stronger throughout the board. The only exception being the Jinx, who has been able to keep even with the Senna. Even the Senna, mind you, is not farming at all. Yeah, and Lagali here just having a pretty bad time. That spear also sealing his fate, and then Golden God just jumping in here from the side with the calling. and gunning him down
Yeah,
like a bird in the streets.
I don't know how much of that turret they really could save. He was kind of overstepping just to take the farm and maybe preventing this first turret to fall completely, but honestly, he should have done the same like 20 meters more on the right.
Yeah. The gold lead now 7k. I mean, I don't want to call this over or anything, because there is, I'm not really sure which kind of lead is insurmountable here for the side of My Insanity, because again, they have that really explosive combination in an unstoppable force from the Malphite, plus then also that power spike coming off of Nomi and Lagli once they do complete some items. But as it's going now, you already said that earlier, I mean, Panda Lover's doing such a great job here of just non-stop pressuring them as much and as hard as they can in order for them to not even get to their mythics. And yeah, I mean, the Nomi now has his Kraken Slayer at the very least, and Lagili his Everfrost. But other than
that's
that,
2 out of 5.
That's a 3-level difference between the top laners here.
Yeah, and a 2k gold difference as well, as we could see it by far. And yeah, I mean, the plan is quite clear, but the risk was big enough. I think they knew it. I expect them to predict, like, if it goes slightly too much out of hand, there is no coming back.
The plan here is to just concede everything, wait. Ideally, you want to wait with conceding those turrets as long as you can, potentially, to then just defend those inhibitor turrets with your Anivia, plus of course the Jinx rockets, as she takes so much damage there from just Senna Q plus auto attack and the tongue lash coming out from Tahm Kench.
18 minutes and we are already down 6 turrets on the side of My Insanity. The second Drake spawning in a few seconds, and the Baron Nashor also in only 2 minutes. They're confined. If you look at the vision, there is no way they would ever try to leave their base, as there's a almost total control from Panda Lovers on this map.
And this is like the hold the door kind of game plan here for My Insanity, as the Panda Lovers are moving on to that second dragon. We're looking at a potential Mountain or Infernal Rift here. Especially the Mountain Rift could be huge, of course, for Malphite. Not because he is a rock, but because it creates those narrow choke points, as well as Jinx and Anivia, who of course like to fight in these narrow kind of corridors because they can get incrementally more value out of their abilities. This dragon will actually be conceded here by the Panda Lovers, as they are currently resetting. And now it is just, yeah, more of the same. It is an Infernal Rift, so no luck there for the side of My Insanity, but maybe they can somehow make it to an Infernal Soul.
They will try, but honestly, with the confinement they're living in, that's going to be a really difficult time. That was really close, although, but as you can see, Panda Lovers are really trying to secure that vision, deny everything they can, using so many pings just to control, absolutely control everything they can. There goes a little hook. Lucky being on the fire. Chaos using his ultimate, taking a few damage, but for now it's not dangerous enough.
Yeah, but look at it! That's a lot of damage coming out here.
It is, and Golden Gun joining in because it's gonna be really, really tough. Music being trying to get 1-1-3 down. It's not gonna work. Luckily flashing in a direction where there is no hope for him to escape anything, as Chaos and Nomi are trying to do something.
Once again.
Perfect Lantern to find a haven for Lagili, allow them to take them another kill.
This could be the turning point.
It is. It looks like it is.
And I mean, Siozer, he did not use his ultimate right there, so that unstoppable force is still up. He did not need to invest that there. Look at it. He went for a support mythic. I just realized he went full on support Malphite in this one, as he knew, okay, we're not gonna have fun. I'm just gonna have your back here, and that shield potentially really saved them the team fight right there. As Chaos for me was really the MVP in that fight, landing hook after hook after hook.
It kind of looks like Golden God's TP'd a little bit late. 113 has been hooked by the Fresh. That's why he has been so low on the back. Music being destroyed by Golden God. Laggily placing a wonderful wall, forcing everybody to go sideways. But now they're just waiting for the cooldown for the Lantern, which is provided there. But Lundorf kind of overstepping his boundaries, as yeah, he was not followed by his team. They were like going back into the jungle, and he decided to go in anyways.
Yeah, this time he did not opt for the Strike Breaker, but instead went for the Gore Drinker, so just wants to be tankier, but in the end that was not enough there to keep him afloat. And then also that Locket of the Iron Solar, Bulwark of the Iron Solar.
There it goes for the fight for the Baron, as it's gonna be spotted obviously from Dr. Chaos. They will, looks like, leave it for now and try some other strategy, as Lundorf, having his teleport up, is pushing on the side lanes, but Sioser and Laggily also have it, so it's not going to be a problem to clean up these waves.
Yeah, they have to really respect the side of My Insanity now, as Jinx has her second item completed now, as Lucky might be called out again.
There goes the ultimate.
Oh, great
he has
hook.
been caught this time. Ultimate going through the whole team here, not touching, not connecting to anything. It's one kill again. Lucky being caught twice in this game at really, really important moments, in my opinion. As, like, there's one thing you do not want to concede now. It's like losing your gold lead, because that's what keeps you alive in this game. It's like keep having complete dominance over the game is the only way for you not to bend over this composition that My Insanity is brilliantly using.
Yeah, but that's like the difference of these two comps that we alluded to earlier. You have to keep accelerating if you're the Panda lovers, and you can't really afford to stop any time, because, okay, Punchy taking down Lagerly right there by himself, or with the help of Lundorf there, it seems. And now they can finally move onto the Baron here, it seems.
Yeah, that's a catch that you can't afford. That's a game-breaking point when your enemy team can take the dragon without being punished in any form or way. Nami trying here something. Music cannot go inside. Sioser is still trying to steal something with his ultimate, dying really fast to the damage, and now it's gonna be Drake.
Yeah, worth a try there at least. Maybe not. 10k gold difference right now between those two teams. But again, I want you to focus on that Jinx. She's 5-2 right now, is working on her third item, which I presume will be that Infinity Edge. And we could see it in the past, like just the space that is provided with the Glacial Storm coming out from the Anivia. Also fantastic position here from 113 to secure. Oh, 50 HP!
So close.
Oh my gosh. Sioser nearly being a hero there.
That was really close.
Oh my gosh.
Second Drake being taken here from Panda Lovers. And yeah, you have 2.5 items on either way. Either carries. Both are huge threats. And I really like the regards of Dominic's being on Jinx, as there is a quite beefy front lane on the side of Panda Lovers, which she has to deal with. There's no way she can like ignore them or try to go around. So she has to go through.
Yeah, I mean, you have on the side of the Panda Lovers, you have Punchy on his Senna as, hold on a second.
Golden God being caught here, ultimate being cast from Sioser. It's gonna be enough for Music to take him down. It's one ultimate from Lucky, and now everybody's back in the
1 for 1.
It's a 1 for for one, and you take music down for gold. Grab him, you
Take those as there's the flash in onto Nomi from Lundorf. Will he be able to take down? Nomi does fall. That might just be the game here, ladies and gentlemen.
Lundorf being grabbed. Say, grab me, I flash in. And it goes on. Punchy being low, but
luckily
still
out of mana.
able to deal a lot of damage. There goes the Zonya. And that's going to be a lock for him and dying right after it. Dr. Chaos trying to escape. It's not going to work. The
So
damage
much
of 113 is so big. There is no escape for you from that. And there goes the first inhibitor. And in my opinion, with the 30 seconds left on Lagili and
They
15 seconds,
TP.
they can take one or two
There's the
turrets
TP from
without
Gold.
any problem. Music trying maybe something to defend. He knows it's crazy, but he's still trying it anyway. And there goes Nomi with casting his ultimate, and that's the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Can Nomi be the hero here? Okay, never mind. He does fall here once again. And yeah, it's not 25 minutes quite in the second game, but 26 does suffice for the Panda lovers. And in the end, they do reign supreme here. Take down My Insanity with a clean 2-0. And that means we unfortunately do not have any My Insanity rosters in the grand finale for this season of the Swisscom Hero League. But the Panda lovers really showing up big time here. I like the strategy coming into the second game from My Insanity.
Yep.
They really adapted well, but in the end, you said it in the beginning, like, can they really put off all that aggression as long as they need to get to their item spike? They nearly did. I mean, Nomi was very huge on that Jinx, but then in the end there, Lundorf just with the big MVP play, just flashing and dashing in there right on top of that strong hyper carry Jinx, and yeah, zoning her off the fight and then taking her down by himself, backed up by of course that Senna range, and in the end they managed to yeah, kind of mop the floor with them.
Yeah, I think, yeah, as you said, the strategy was interesting, but kind of ballsy as well. They know, like, Panda lovers are really happy to get those early gold, early kills. I mean, it's also a question of mind game. How much can you take before you start to be afraid that you have overstepped your boundaries of letting the gold flow in their pockets? And maybe... yeah, maybe there was something there that turned the tables.
I think the big thing there was just the overreach, or the play that kind of lost them the game there, was that engage onto golden gold. That they really overforced that pick when you know, like, you don't have any control over the map. The other team does have a Tom Kench, who at this point basically has a global ult. Because the map is so narrow on the enemy side already, and then just investing the Unstoppable Force, who's supposed to be like your big turnaround ultimate, investing that onto one member who's also not essentially significant to like winning the game, because Delusion, while being strong, Delusion does nothing against the Jinx. He doesn't even get into range because there's a Glacial Storm in between, and Jinx has like 125 more range than him with her rockets out. So not really an ideal allocation of your resources and cooldowns.
Yes.
But it has to be complimented that Panda Lover, of course, reacted perfectly well there. 113 once again really popping off and showing a strong performance on that Nidalee. I don't think I barely saw any spears miss this game. Quite the demise of the My Insanity roster. Yeah, but overall, they looked like the better team. They certainly knew what they're doing. Even with the lane swap that threw them off initially, I'd say, they managed to really bounce back from it and make the best out of the situation. So it looks like they did do their homework after all.
Absolutely. I kind of was not disappointed, but kind of surprised the two mistakes they made. The Panda lovers getting called twice, the support being called twice, and they honestly they were investing very many resources into these catches, although they maybe just have left it go. But anyway, maybe we're gonna see some of them now, because we're jumping right into some replays that the production is serving us on a silver plate right here.
Yeah, this was of course also already a big part here. Level 6 being hit earlier here by the Panda Lovers. But then, look at this play now. This made my eyes bleed a little bit. The eat here onto the Thresh, denying the damage coming out from the Senna ultimate. And then Nomi, for some reason, just tunneling onto Lucky, who was out of range, rather than switching to his minigun and focusing onto Punchy. And then Lageli is in there, but does not have any mana to speak of, and in the end has to back away. But then they actually managed to turn that one around too.
There was also a beautiful play here where everything was like
a kitten sandwich.
You really thought 1-1-3 was getting music, but it's not the case. Kind of surprised music didn't went on the right side, but there was Lundorf anyway. There's no escape from that, and that's where Golden God shined for the very first time in this game.
Yeah, that's
Right
essentially
as
where
ever.
he got all his items. But I think after that, the Lucian wasn't really that big of a difference maker anymore. I mean, he did get the quadra kill here, but against this composition for the rest, in the other situation, he certainly packed a lot lot of damage. That, yes.
We now have the viewpoint of my insanity, as there's
we
no
never
vision.
got the chance to actually see that replay here. As a, yeah, that's just a quick one. Some barbecue chicken.
That's, yeah, I mean, that shouldn't have happened coming from my insanity, because there was this Baron dance for like 2-3 minutes, if I'm correct. Has taken a while, and now the heartbreaking ultimate from Seoser not getting the
Look
steal
at
at 50
my gosh.
HP.
That was just
that's
sad.
awful.
That, I mean, honestly, that could have made a difference here.
Yeah.
Because for the side of the Panda Lovers, pushing into Baron minions would have been a tough task, especially with that Anivia.
I think it also would have done a lot to the mental health of to the game at this point. When you're so far behind, you're like really wondering now, are we still in the game, or is this getting out of hand? And that would be definitely something that would have made them a little bit more confident.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, in the end, it was a very enjoyable series, or kind of 2 games to watch here. In the end, my insanity was unfortunately the lesser team here, as I hear a bit much of production right now in our ears, and we might have to sort that out a little bit. But yeah, we also have an interview planned here coming up with one of our winners here, representing the Panda Lovers, of course. So I hope we get to ask him some questions. You might recognize him from past interviews. We'll try and get him in here as soon as we can. But yeah, overall, where does this leave us for the finals? The Panda Lovers, they have shown that they're not just a threat to be reckoned with, but
They're no match.
Yeah, there is really no match, at least by the looks of today. So the big question will be in the other side of the bracket, in the semifinals. Maybe no work needed will make it to the finals, presumably. Will they be able to muster up a fight against them? But let's ask the man himself. We have Lundorf here live with us on stream. Good evening, dear gentlemen. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thanks.
So, how was that experience?
I mean, game 1 was pretty free. Like, we went into the series thinking it was going to be quite an easy stomp. Didn't expect too much. In game 2, they kind of decided not to play lane against us like normal, because I don't know, I think they were scared or something. So they decided to lane swap. It's usually just not able to work with Malphite, because he's really easy to dive. So it's really random that they did it. But yeah, I decided to troll a bit because I wanted to give them a chance. Try to 1v2 them top, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, they're just scared.
Was that the reason you banned out the Sion in the second game?
Yeah, we actually thought they would be scared and do it, because if they play that, then our super jungler 1-1-3 will not be enabled to run over the map if they play the cheesy shit. So we just had to ban it, because we actually thought they would pick it in first rotation. Since it's also good into the Renekton pick that we picked both games. So yeah, we had to ban it.
Yeah, Renekton seems really, besides probably the Camille and the Gangplank, seems to be one of your favorite kind of champions. So how was it to like play your most famous champion here for 2 games in a row, even though you had to take a bit of a beating in the second one at first?
I mean, again, if I enable my super jungler, it's okay. Like, this guy should be in LEC already. He's too good. He's the inventor of invading jungle. So, yeah, what can I say? He's just that good.
Just stun him up.
So if I have to take the easy stun champion, I will take it for him.
Yeah. Maybe he can show Jankos how to throw spears a little bit. That certainly looked quite strong in this game. So now you made it into the finals. Congratulations, by the way. So what are your expectations? You've taken it all in the past, last season with Lostic. So what is your goal coming into this? I expect more of the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing less than victory will satisfy me and my team. We're coming here to take the free victory. I don't think there's any like good teams that the Swiss community is able to put up, other than when we already have 3 of the challenger players on EU West with Golden Guard, Lucky, and Punchy. Like, even though Golden Guard is filling in mid lane, he's still probably better than all the rest of the Swiss mid laners. So yeah, I think it's just a free win, honestly.
Don't you think that, or what do you think it needs for finally, as you said, in Switzerland there's no team that can be put up to face that. What would it take to, apart from just getting more challenger players? Do you think there's potential for one day, even with lesser players, to throw down your first position?
I mean, it's kind of hard when, especially, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it's I don't think it's gonna happen. As long as we have our super bot lane in the bot lane, 2 versus 3, 2 versus 4, like, it's no big deal. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. We have the best players, so yeah, no chance.
Very, very confident here. Another question though that's been bugging me ever since you guys qualified. What's behind your team name?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on stream, but we had some issues, so we signing up. So we just went with no org because, yeah, we just had the random orgs like that's going into this tournament. So we just go with the picture of me on a panda and say we love pandas, and yeah, we win, man. Like, I don't know.
But do you love pandas, or is it just a prop?
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you, by the way. I can't hear you.
Do you really love pandas? Or is it just... Okay, that might be that lag that you just had. Maybe when he did cut out. We'll have to check in with production whether we can get him back. Okay, yeah, it seems that he did cut out for us. Can we fix it? Dear production? Other than that? He cannot hear us anymore, and
well, I think we're
trying to figure it out.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to cut the interview here due to some technical difficulties. I am not able yet, at the very least, to communicate in sign language. I'm not sure whether he would understand it though, but then again, he did give us all the answers we really needed.
Yeah,
I think
so.
Certainly quite a bit of confidence coming out from the panda lovers, and yeah, I mean, no big doubt after
I mean, we know them, right?
Yeah. I mean,
what? There's nothing else we expected from this.
I would have been shocked if they came into this not being cocky as hell. So let's not kid ourselves. But I mean, they were showing a very, very strong performance. So maybe the kind of the old squad between the no org needed can take them down, or we might even be looking at a big surprise coming out from what was their name again? We have so many creative names coming in this. I always want to call them Agon's King.
It's
but
Sunrise Enjoyers.
Sunrise Enjoyers, exactly. Maybe they can can be here for an upset potentially and make it into the finals. We'll have to see. If you want to see that too, you can come find out tomorrow night here on twitch.tv/ESL Swiss at again 8 p.m. here to join us for our last semi-finals, and then also make sure you're here and ready for our big finale coming up on the 8th of May. That will be a Saturday, and we got a day filled with esport action, starting with League of Legends, then some Clash Royale, and some CSGO to finish it all out.
Honestly, I can't wait for this
that
semifinals
today, man.
It's tormenting you.
It's really tormenting me. What the hell? I'll have to stick it back to the chair, I think.
You took some freedom, and that's how you pay.
Yes.
But honestly, I really looking forward for this semifinals of tomorrow. I kind of expect. Honestly, I kind of expect a one-sided match there, with New York being far in advance, because. You know that the players that compose the team, they have experience. They are also like the individual skills are much higher, as we can see on the papers. And honestly, there's little chance they can maintain this BO3. Win this, because you could see even on their most stressed and most peak performance, when they're absolutely giving everything as they said they did yesterday, on Tuesday, didn't look as clean as what we had today. And
so let's check out the bracket as it stands right now. We have our first finalist after tonight with that clean 2-0 here over MYI. The Panda Lovers do secure that first spot here in the finals. There will be no fight for spot number 3, so therefore My Insanity will share that 3rd/4th place with whoever loses the match tomorrow night.
Alright, in the upcoming days, as you just said, tomorrow we have the second semi-finals with the 2 teams remaining, which are, of course, as you already heard, No Org Needed and Sunrise and Joyers, which actually they have kind of same background as the Panda Lovers, kind of sun setting, sun rising image, right? And of course, on the 8th of May, the grand finals.
Well, we have to say, the color palette might seem similar.
Yeah.
But one is just Photoshop. I'm not gonna rate it, whether it's good or bad. It's very subjective. It, of course, depends on, do you like A, Kung Fu Panda, and do you like B, Lundorf's face? And depending on those factors, you might enjoy that logo more or less. Where on the other hand, let's say the Sunrise Enjoyers one is really a piece of art. Like, individually crafted, that Rammus between 2 towers there, enjoying the sunrise over Summoner's Rift. That's just such a romantic view, and really something to embrace, I think.
Enough to get your knees wet, as I can see shaking.
My knees wet?
Shaking, yes, sorry. There were 2 metaphors, just mixed them.
Oh, I see.
Your palms wet, our knees weak. Alright, there it is, Don Rigoni, the best of the best casters we can afford here in Switzerland. And I'm Strawberry Pie, here at your service. Don't forget to follow us on social media, of course, and enjoy our usually funny content we are posting on it, or you posting on it.
Yeah, well, at least we try our very best. So make sure to check us out if you want to keep updated with anything that's happening within the Swisscom Hero League. Then make sure to also drop us a follow at ESL Swiss on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you'd like. We're not on OnlyFans yet, though, so but that is it for tonight. We had a blast here enjoying those, even though very short but enjoyable games. But with that, we wish you a very good night. Enjoy yourselves, and see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
You got a voice, then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
Look above your head at the moonlit sky. The stardust drips and shines brightly in your eye. So baby, stay with me where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops moving. stay with me where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning, 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 until the day the world stops spinning.
Take a dive before you fly off. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Try before you sign off. She can kill the sick. Real stuff. It's the only way to live. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with you. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sandal. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. Pick up panel to be right on. There's no one really cares. Don't look back or keep your eyes on. Long ago, long ago. Doesn't matter what it come from. Never gave you shit, real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey, hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around, look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around, look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with me. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sandal. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. Take off, take off. Rush at the rush. Take off, take off. Rush at the rush. Rush. Take off, take off. Rush at the rush.
Yeah. Ay, push start, ay, ball so hard, ay, raise the bar, ay, turn into a star, ay, play my part, yeah, I aim too far, I do it big, I keep it large, okay, live it up, this is fake, better give it up, young but I feel like I've seen enough, numbers going up, better keep it up, it's slowing down, better live it up, about too hard, ay, what, about too hard, ay, what, about too hard, ay, about too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper, it's minimum effort. Yeah, your coach getting severed. The industry dry as the desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight W's, that's my letter. Don't got no snakes, only ladders. Ay. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basic, skipping this classes. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished the scene, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we count in the minutes. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I say my team coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I won't even run it. Very soon I'm gonna run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn it to a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's going down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard? Ayy. What about too hard? Ayy. About too hard, ayy. You're not gon' like this, don't like surprises. I cause a crisis, and I'm a scientist. With the music I spice things, up to my liking. And I want nice things, nice things. It's not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to Moody. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Contest with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my niggas from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard? Ayy. What about too hard? Ayy. About too hard.
That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide in with the rhymes that make the dimes all close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine calling their phone number. Girl, you know I love you. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young, black, successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move, we move, we move. Bringing on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know